Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my channel Inside Accountancy by Shakun, Accounting Made Easy. So, those who have not yet subscribed to my channel, kindly do so. I feel more connected with so many subscribers, and it really motivates me to put in more and more content. In this video, we'll be talking about Chapter 16 Bills of Exchange. We have talked about bills of exchange in the previous videos. I'll just be giving you a brush up in this video as well. Then the accounting treatment of bills of exchange and in special reference to discounting the bill with the bank. So about the meaning of bills of exchange, it is an instrument which is in writing and which has an unconditional order which is signed by the maker. Who is the maker? The person who is selling the goods to the other person, directing a certain person. Directing whom? Directing the drawee, directing the purchaser to pay a certain sum of money to or to the order of a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument. So it is an instrument in writing which is made by the drawer and it is drawn on the drawee. Drawee is supposed to make the payment. This is according to Section 5 of the Negotiable Instruments Act 1881. I have talked about the meaning of bills of exchange in detail in my previous videos. For more details, you can click on the I button. I had also taken up an example and explained it, so you can watch that video for that. Okay, so uses of bills of exchange also has been talked. We have already discussed that there are four uses: retention of the bill, discounting the bill with bank, endorsement, and sending the bill to the bank for collection. So in my previous video, I have talked about the retention of the bill that has been discussed in detail along with an example. For more details, you can click on the I button. Today, we'll be talking about discounting the bill with the bank. What does this mean? So let's understand this with the help of an example. I have already explained this example in the previous videos. I'll just brief it to you. A has sold goods of 1000 to B and B has promised to make the payment after a period of 3 months. A had drafted a document, sent it to B for acceptance, and after B's acceptance, that bills of exchange was created and was returned back to the drawer, the maker of the bills of exchange, right? So A is the drawer and B is the drawee. This was the scenario which was already explained to you. Now, in case of discounting the bill, retention of the bill I've already explained. That means A will wait till 3 months and will receive payment from B. Okay. Now, in case A is in need of funds and he wants that he cannot wait for the period of 3 months. Okay. And he wants the payment right when the transaction is made. For example, let's say the transaction was made on 1st of Jan. So after 3 months, the date of maturity with 3 days of grace would be April 4th. I hope you know that from my previous videos. How do we calculate the date of maturity? The date of maturity can be calculated by adding the period of the bill, the period for which the bill is made, plus we add 3 days of grace, right? So the period of the bill here was 3 months. So from 1st Jan to 1st of April, 3 months plus 3 days of grace. So therefore the date of maturity is 4th of April. So A cannot wait till 4th of April and he wants the money on 1st Jan itself. So he has an option of discounting the bill with the bank. He can discount the bill with the bank. How can he do that? He will simply, what A will do is he will give the bills receivable to the bank. Okay, to whichever bank A has, he will give the bills receivable to the bank and discount it, in the sense that if the bill was for 1000, A has sent the bills receivable for 1000, the bank charged some discounting charges, let's say rupees 100, and the bank gave 900 rupees to A. So if A was in need of funds, he actually got the money, although there have been some discounting charges charged by the bank, obviously, but A was in need of funds and he got 900. So this process is known as discounting the bill with the bank. A can give the bills receivable to the bank, get it discounted, the bank will charge some discount and give the money to A on the same day when the bill is discounted. So when is this 900 being given to A? It is given, if let us assume that he discounts it on 1st of Jan, then on 1st Jan only 900 is given back to A. Now what happens on the date of maturity on April 4? What happens on April 4? That is the date of maturity, the due date. Now A has already received the money, right? So B is not going to make the payment to A. Obviously, A has discounted the bill with the bank. A has received 900. So after 3 months on the date of maturity, what will happen? B will give the money to the bank. B will pay 1,000 rupees to the bank. Okay. So B is going to make the payment to the bank, and the whole cycle is complete. A had to receive money. A already received it from the bank. B had to pay money. B paid it on the date of maturity, but not to A, to B. This is known as discounting the bill with the bank. Now let us understand that what are the journal entries that are to be followed in case of discounting of the bill. I have already discussed the basic journal entries with you, which we follow in case of retention of the bill. So today we'll be talking about the journal entries in case of discounting the bill in the books of drawer and in the books of drawee. Since I had already taken an example, so I have named them as A and B for convenience and for you to understand it more effectively. Okay, so let's talk about the first entry. What happened? A had sold goods to B, right? So first entry would be for the sale or purchase of goods on credit. So the first entry in the books of drawer would be for sales, and in the books of drawee it will be for purchases. So the drawee account or B's account to sales, and purchase account DR to the drawer or A. Please make a note of that when we are making entries in the books of A's name will never appear here. Okay, because we are making entries in the books of a particular person, his name will not appear in the journal entries. We do not make our own account, right? So similarly in the books of B, when we are making, so A's name will appear, B's name will not appear, right? So the first transaction is done. Then the drawing of the bill. A draws a bill on B. So for the drawing part, it may be mentioned in the question, but there is no entry for the drawing part. Okay, so even if it is mentioned, you have to remember that just for the drawing of the bill, no entry is passed. Then comes the acceptance of the bill. Only after B gives his or her acceptance, only after that the bill of exchange comes into existence. So for A, it is bills receivable, which is an asset, hence debited. So bills receivable account DR to the drawee or B's account. Now why is drawee or B credited here? Because this drawee, B, he was your debtor. Now you are crediting B, which indicates that your debtor is converted into the new asset, that is bills receivable. Similarly, in the books of the drawee, that is B, the bills payable, the liability is created, which has a credit balance, and earlier A was credited since he was a creditor. Now it is debited, which indicates A, the creditor, is converted into bills payable. So A's account in the books of B and B's account in the books of A ceases to exist after this point of time. So acceptance of bill done. Then what happens? Treatment of the bill. Now when you are retaining the bill, so for treatment of bill, no entry will be passed, obviously, because you are retaining the bill with yourself. But when you are discounting it with the bank, then the journal entry will be changed. What's happening when you are discounting? You are giving the bill receivable to the bank, and what is the bank doing? The bank is giving you the money after charging some discounting charges. So our entry would be cash or bank account DR, discount which is charged by the bank, an expense or a loss for us, therefore debited, to the bills receivable which is going out of your business. Now, in case the drawer, now listen to this very carefully. When I'm talking about the drawer, those uses are available to the drawer. The drawee is not concerned that how the drawer is using, the bill of exchange. What he is doing with the bill, it is none of the business of the drawee. Okay, so if he has retained it, or he has discounted it, or endorsed it, or sent to the bank for collection, the drawee does not have to take care of all that. For him, it does not matter. He has to pay the money. He will pay the money on the date of maturity. So when A is discounting the bill with the bank, simultaneously in the books of B, no entry will be passed. He is not concerned about the fact whether he's retaining it or endorsing it or discounting it, right? Now, on the date of maturity, when the bill is met, what will be the entry? Now, A has already received the amount from whom? From the bank. The bank has already paid money to A. So, A has already received the money. So, on the date of maturity, there will be no entry in the books of A, in the books of drawer. Why? Because he has already received the money. But in the books of drawee, there will be an entry because he has yet to make the payment. To whom will he make the payment? He will make the payment to the bank. Okay, because bank is having the bills receivable. Bank is the payee in this case. You remember I had talked about the parties to bills of exchange. Drawer, who makes the bill. Drawee, who has, on whom the bill has been made, who has to make the payment, and the payee, the person who receives the payment. In case of retention, I told you drawer is the payee because he is receiving the money. But in case of discounting of the bill, who is the payee in this case? Our payee is the bank, because bank is going to receive the money from B, right? So on the date of maturity, B is going to make the payment. Bills payable, being a liability, is debited because he's paying it off, and to cash or bank because cash is going out. So these are the entries in general that I've explained. Now let us understand this with the help of an example. Okay, so this is an example that we have taken. Dinesh received from Sridhar an acceptance for 3,000. Please note that sale transaction has not been mentioned here. So we will not pass a journal entry for this. Journal entry for sale or purchase will not be passed in this question because it has not been mentioned here. You don't need to pass that entry until and unless it is mentioned in the question. Okay, now second point is that you need to understand who is a drawer and who is a drawee. Dinesh received, okay, Dinesh received from Shirdhar an acceptance. So who gave the acceptance? Sridhar is the person who gave the acceptance, and the person who gives the acceptance is known as the drawee. And Dinesh received the acceptance, that means he drew the bill, so he is known as the drawer. So our drawer is Dinesh and our drawee is Sridhar, and the amount of bill is 3,000, and it was formed on 1st of September for a period of 3 months. Dinesh got the acceptance discounted at 9%. Okay, he discounted it at 9%. Another hint I'm going to give you. Sometimes what happens is children, they get confused that who is the drawer, who is the drawee. So you read the question fully. Now it is written Dinesh got the acceptance discounted. Obviously, who can discount the bill? Only the drawer can discount the bill, right? Drawer can endorse the bill. Drawer can retain the bill. So that option is available with the drawer only. So this also gives us a hint that Dinesh is a drawer. So he discounted the bill with the bank at the interest rate discount charge of 9%. On the due date, Sridhar paid the required amount. That means the bill was met on the date of maturity. So now let's see how the journal entries would be. So in case of discounting of the bill, in the books of drawer, which we identified as Dinesh, and in the books of drawee, which we identified as Sridhar. So I told you that sale and purchase transaction, since it's not mentioned, so we will not pass that entry. Your first entry will be for the acceptance. Okay, that means bills receivable for the drawer and bills payable for the drawee. So our first entry on September 1, 2019 will be bills receivable, being an asset, is debited to the name of the drawee, that is Sridhar. Okay, and in the books of drawee, we will pass an entry for bills payable where Dinesh account is debited and bills payable is credited. So this is the entry for acceptance. Okay, since sales or purchase was not given, we have not passed the entry. Okay, next it was given that Dinesh discounted the bill with the bank. Now the date was not given in the question, so we'll assume that it was on the same date. So on September 1, Dinesh got it discounted with the bank. So our entry would be cash or bank account DR, discount account DR to bills receivable entry. I have already explained. You are receiving the cash. I mean the drawer is receiving the cash. Cash is debited. Discount loss hai. That's why it is debited. And bills receivable is going. That's why it is credited. This amount should have come here. So bills receivable is worth rupees 3,000. Same amount has been written. Now how do we calculate these amounts? Very simple. Look here. How do we calculate the amount of discount? Now the amount of bill was 3,000 and it was discounted at the rate of 9%. Okay, so at the rate of 9% is 9 upon 100. Now the bill was made for a period of 3 months. Now since for 9% it was written 9% per annum, that means this is a yearly rate. So we need to multiply it by 3 by 12 in order to calculate the amount of discount, which comes out to be 67.5. So I have just rounded it off. Okay, so 68 is the amount of discount, and from 3000 when you subtract 68 you get 2932, which is the amount which Dinesh has received from his bank. So this is the entry for discounting. Cash or bank is debited with the amount of discount. Discount is debited with the amount of discount, and bills receivable is credited with the amount of bill that was originally made. Please note that whenever the percent word per annum is given, you always have to multiply by the number of months. If you don't do that, your answer will be wrong and your entry will be wrong, right? You lose marks for this entry. Now, I told you that the drawer, Dinesh, whether he retains the bill or discounts it or endorses it or sends it to the bank, the drawee is not concerned about that. So, on September 1 in the books of the drawee, there will not be any entry. Okay. So, how does the drawer treats the bill? The drawee is not concerned about that. Now, what happens on the date of maturity? The bill was met. Now, what is the date of maturity? Let me just write it down here. Date of maturity. Date of maturity will be, now we had the bill on September 1, plus we have to add 3 months to it because the bill was made for 3 months, plus we have to add 3 days of grace, right? So when we do that, we get the date of maturity as December 4. Okay, from 1st of September to 1st of December, that is 3 months plus 3 days of grace, that amounts to December 4th. Now, very interesting fact, Dinesh has already received the money. He has received the money from whom? From the bank. So will he receive the money again from B? No. So therefore, at the date of maturity, there will not be any entry in the books of drawer. He has already received the money. But in the books of drawee, of course, there will be an entry because he has yet to make the payment of the bill. So bills payable being a liability is debited. Since we are paying it off, that's why it is debited to cash or bank, right? So Sridhar, who is the drawee, he will make the payment on the date of maturity. He will make the payment to whom? To the bank. The bank who is in receipt of the bills receivable. Sridhar is going to make the payment to the bank, not to the drawer. Okay. Or it can happen sometimes that Sridhar makes a payment to Dinesh and Dinesh further makes a payment to the bank. That can also be done. But the point is that the payment is made by Sridhar. Also, one common mistake that is done by children is that when they pass this entry, they write here to Dinesh, to the name of the drawer. You do not need to write the name of the drawer because his account is already closed. The bill was accepted, the moment the bill was accepted, that means the drawer's account in the books of drawee and drawee's account in the books of drawer ceases to exist. So that is why make sure that in the entry for the honor of the bill, do not write the name of the drawer or the drawee, right? So I hope it is clear to you. We have talked about the meaning of bills of exchange and the uses of bills of exchange, accounting treatment of bills of exchange, especially in case of discounting the bill. Also, we talked about the example based on it. I hope the concepts are clear to you. If you have any questions, you can contact me on my email ID, and you are most welcome to leave a comment in the comment section. I will try to revert to you as soon as possible. Kindly like, share, and subscribe my channel. That will really boost my morale. This is Inside Accountancy by Shakun signing off. Thank you.